Hello everyone, here is my review of the Glock 19 Gen 3. This will be my 5,000 round review of this pistol. This pistol is my everyday carry pistol. I carry this pistol appendix, and I just want to do a quick review on it. Just so everyone knows, this holster is from Filster Holsters. This is their Axis holster, which I believe is no longer made, but it's a great holster. I think they have a better holster out now, but this one just worked for me so well that I have continued to use it. So there is that. It's just a single belt loop. I like the belt loop holsters. They stay very secure. So first things first, let's make sure this is unloaded. A loaded magazine, round in the chamber. Ammunition I use is the Federal 115 grain plus P plus ammo. The code is 9BPLE. It's good cheap self-defense ammo with a proven track record. It used to be used by a lot of law enforcement agencies, and it only runs about 30 cents a round. So if you accidentally shoot a whole mag of your carry ammo, you didn't just spend $15. So set the loaded mag aside. Here is the gun. Again, we'll make sure one more time that there is nothing in there, no magazine. So first off, this gun, it's a Glock, and this Glock has 5,000 rounds through it, and it's a very very reliable handgun. So obviously everybody already pretty much knows that about Glocks. They're very reliable. Why did I buy a Gen 3? Well, I bought this handgun when I was under 21, and so I had to buy it through private sale, and so I found somebody that was selling a Glock 19 through private sale, and I bought it. The guy had a Punisher plate on it that I got rid of. Also, the Glock 19 comes with a serrated trigger because of import laws. I put a Glock 17 smooth face trigger on there just because I like the feel of that. And the guy that owned this, he tried to grind down part of the safety dingus on the trigger. He tried to grind down part of it, and it was kind of weird, and so I just figured it would be good to replace it. As far as the wear on this pistol, one of the biggest spots of wear that you'll see is on the back, and this is because this spot, let me see, I took a class at Tactical Response, which was the weight of the pistol, and this got thrown on the ground and stepped on, and that's where these grind marks are, and there was a grind mark right here, and what basically happened is that grind mark just got bigger and bigger because this is the spot where it's rubbing on my belly all day. So in the summertime, when I'm carrying appendix and I'm sweating, that's where all the sweat goes, and it rubbed all that off. This side is almost like shiny, like pure steel, and it's also rubbing off the back right here and a little bit on this corner, but that's really the main spot of wear. You can see up front here there's two spots of rust, which this is a spot that contacts the holster at the front. Again, sweating all over this gun, a couple rust spots there, and there's one right here as well, and on these corners. So it basically seems like these four corners on the end and one spot right here, and all this has been rubbed off. This has decided to rust right here. So that's the main wear. Also, you can see a little mark right here. Sorry about that. You see a little mark right there. Again, that's where it was put on the ground and shoved with somebody's foot. If anybody knows who Tremis is, that's the man, but I doubt anybody knows who Tremis is. But if you know him, then that's how I remember this mark. So thank you, Tremis. And you can see, again, like this is all smooth and shiny, this plastic right here, just from rubbing back and forth on my belly skin and my t-shirt and all that kind of stuff. The guy had a extended slide stop. I replaced that with a normal one. That would probably have more wear on it if it was the original one. I replaced the sights with excess big dot sights. You can see there's rust down in there. I should probably clean the gun more often and all that stuff and wipe it at the end of the day, but you know, it's a Glock, and so you know what, it looks ugly and it's got some rust on it, but you know, it still works. So I use the excess big dot sights, kind of like a dot the eye sight. I've hit targets at 100 yards with these sights before, so any inadequacy with these sights is the user, and not just the problem of the sights. If you had target sights on your gun, would you be able to shoot more accurately? Yes, but if you can shoot a body size target at 100 yards with these sights, I think that they're sufficient for any self-defense distance. You can see a little bit of wear right here. You can see some wear on the barrel hood. You can see where the extractor, there's some wear right there. On the top of the sights, you can see a little bit shiny. What else here? I'm sure there's probably some nicks on the plastic down here from being reloaded a bunch. So let's disassemble it. So again, unload it, pull the trigger. I did replace the recoil spring at about, it was probably about 3,000 rounds. Again, when I first got this gun, it came with like a tungsten guide rod, so I switched that out. So the previous recoil spring, the previous factory one, probably had 3,000 to 4,000 rounds through it. So I recently replaced this. What I love about Glocks is it's stupid cheap. This might have been $8. So you shoot 5,000 rounds and spend $8, and you have a new recoil spring, and you're all good to go. I think the original owner of this put in a lighter firing pin spring because whenever I would shoot NATO spec 9mm, it was not reliable. Well, somebody said, well, hey, maybe somebody screwed with the internals, and I was like, hey, you know what, that could have been it. So I took the old firing spring out and compared it with a new factory one, and it was, let's pretend the one in the gun is my left hand, the one on the right, or my right hand is the factory one. It was about that much longer, proportionally. So I think the guy probably did put a weaker spring in there, so I replaced that, and it's been 100% reliable since then. You can see the slide, you know, brass marks. You can see some wear in there. You can see some wear inside there. The barrel is surprisingly not bad at all for 5,000 rounds. There's a little bit on the bottom, a little line on the top right here, maybe a little bit back there. But other than that, it's pretty good there. Not really much to see on the frame. So the springs that I've replaced on this is I replaced this, so the spring and the slide stop I replaced a few thousand rounds ago, just because I wanted a factory one. There's a Glock 17 trigger assembly that probably has a few thousand rounds through it, and I replaced that just to have a Glock 17 trigger face on it. Original barrel, I've replaced the firing pin spring on it, and it's got excess big dot sights, and then, like I said, the recoil spring as well. So there is the gun. But yeah, it's my 5,000 round review of the pistol. It's a great handgun. It's my concealed carry handgun. It's probably the biggest concealed carry I would want to carry, you know, especially for the summertime when all you're doing is wearing a t-shirt. But this is what I carry every day. It's a great pistol. It's had a lot of sweat on it, had a lot of hours being carried, but you know, it's a Glock. It's still very, very reliable, and it's a really great gun. I mean, $500 for a gun that you can carry every day and not have to worry about. So in 5,000 rounds, you know, it's had malfunctions, but overall it's been 99.8%, you know, reliable. So most people don't put 5,000 rounds through any of their handguns, so I figured this would be a good review for people to see. of what a Glock looks like when it's been carried for a few years and had 5,000 rounds put through it. So thanks for watching the video. Look forward to more videos in the future, so please like and subscribe if you would. And thank you for your time. Bye.